nope. There we go. Okay, that should be a lot better. The sound should be better. Hey guys, sorry I'm a couple days late for the all signs. This has been a very I I don't know, it's been like a wild week. We just had the new moon in Aries yesterday, which was a very, very powerful new moon, simply because one, there is a huge stellium of energy inside Aries right now. We've got the sun, the moon, um, Mercury, Neptune, Mars, Saturn, Chiron, all in Aries right now. And so this particular new moon was very intense because not only is it a new moon in Aries, but its ruler, Mars, is also in Aries, where it loves to be, but it was getting ready to conjunct Saturn, which is actually happening tomorrow, which is why all of you are going to be experiencing a very hard reset over this coming week and going into May. This is a very hard reset. And what's really interesting about how this is happening on a very new moon, it's our first new moon of the first sign, right, of our astrological new year new moon. And it's all about initiation. It is about taking chances. It's about stepping forward, taking bold risks and action, but doing it in a way that is taking it to a completely elevated level because Saturn is in the mix here right next to Mars. So the ruler of this new moon is getting a lot of information. Now, Saturn is all about leadership. It's about responsibility. It's about hard work. It's about making sure that you're staying on task, that you're only doing what's really needed. And then Mars is the energy that wants to just speed through and get things done. So Saturn doesn't really let that happen. Now, of course, Mars is in its domicile. This is its home, right? So it's kind of really setting the tone more so. But Saturn, this is where it's really important that you're needing to kind of push the envelope right now. You're really needing to push beyond certain ceilings that you've been experiencing in your life. And Mars is giving you the determination to do that, right? No matter where Aries falls in your chart, Mars in Aries is really asking for you to take some of those really big, bolder risks in your life that are going to push you further than you've ever pushed before. And that is so that you can experience a reality that you have not experienced before. And so this is a really big moment this week, especially tomorrow when Saturn and Mars meet up in Aries at 7 degrees. If you have any planets, like me, my Mars is literally just before 7 degrees. It's just a few minutes out of 7 degrees. My Venus is at 9. So I'm getting massively activated by this whole astrological thing, but it's actually, here's the thing. Let me tell you about this. The opportunities, when Saturn's in the mix, Saturn could also speak about different authorities. Now, yes, it can be authorities that perhaps we'd rather not deal with, like the government, like the IRS, like your banks, like your parents, who knows, any kind of authority where you're like, yeah, rather not have to deal with those kinds of authorities. But it can also bring in certain authorities that can be a very big benefit to you. So for me, this has been a wild year. Like I've been telling you guys, this is the year of the fire horse, right? We're now 2 months into the year of 3 months in. Wait. No, 2 months into the year of the fire horse. And this is a very pressurized but exciting year for change. Okay, this is where literally you can start quantum leaping if you are holding the right identity for those quantum leaps. This is something I've been talking about a lot in my newsletter, and I've done a few podcasts on this. And the shifts that have been happening for me since not only just shifting my identity and working hard at making sure that my brain is choosing that identity versus the old one that's been obviously creating a disaster in my life, not because that identity was so bad. It literally was great until it was no longer great because I already achieved everything I needed to achieve. And so in order to keep me there, it started sabotaging all of my forward movements because it was literally registering in my body as a threat. And I didn't realize it because you have a certain kind of runway within each identity that you embody. And they say that typically we go through like, I don't know, at least 7 identity deaths throughout our life. And when you're in a particular identity and you're kind of working through and you're getting some of those quantum leaps, you're manifesting, you're achieving, your goals are materializing, it can feel really good. And then all of a sudden, everything just stops working. And the reason why it stops working is because you've literally extracted everything you can from that current identity. And however way you operated to get the next thing that you want is no longer going to work. It doesn't. It's literally like, okay, you have reached the ceiling of this particular identity. In order to go beyond where your dreams are showing you you're ready to go, you literally have to become someone new. Okay. And there's a lot of benefits to becoming someone new because it actually makes your success rate 3 times higher than virtually just trying to habitually get your way there through sheer determination and motivation, which is eventually going to wear out at some point. But the other thing to really understand, and this is something that I really work with my clients deeply on navigating and working through so that they don't succumb to these big pitfalls of when you're going through that identity shift and the quantum leap, is that inevitably your entire body really registers whatever you're trying to leap into as a complete threat because your ego's like, well, no, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. So if you go there, I die, right? And so the ego does not want that. So the ego does everything in its power to sabotage that through the body registering it, right? Everything's been so hardwired, the body, the nervous system, your brain, everything's been hardwired to that identity. So instantly, what it will do is it'll force you to start looking at the evidence of the old reality, shitty circumstances that you're trying to break free from. And this was happening to me over and over and over again as I had kept hitting the ceiling of my identity, right? I was like, why? I don't understand. Why is it not working? Like, why does this shit keep happening? And until I realized that not only did I have to change the wiring in my friggin' brain, but it was like body and brain, because my nervous system would start freaking out. As soon as I saw the circumstances reappear, it was like instant anxiety, instant like little low-grade depression starting to set in. All of a sudden I went into fear mode, survival mode, right? And it was my body started responding, getting me to respond with behaviors that belonged to the old identity instantly. And so when I started to recognize that and started to train my body, and then I would use my own, like, I know how to get into that state of expansion that I teach you guys in Becoming the Medicine. That is literally like the psychedelic journeys. Plus I use my own psychedelic journeys. Like, for instance, I don't know if you guys have watched my last video where I talked about the Mayan Atlantean dimension that I discovered on my last journey a week ago. This is why it's so critical. You can hardwire in a new identity really fast when you get into the highly plastic state, which a lot of people do, which is why they take these psychedelic journeys, whether it's mushrooms, ayahuasca, peyote, like wherever it might be, right? Iboga. Because now they've got a complete reset, right? And the brain is super malleable and they've already started to grow new neural pathways. And those new neural pathways are belonging to a completely new identity that you were shown in this incredible journey, right? Well, when you do those journeys and you utilize the critical window that follows, those 14 days, that and you start like using each day to wire in that new identity through an action, through like all these things, like these tools that I've like created for any of my clients that are doing this work. Holy shit, the manifestations that start to happen and the shift in your reality, like it's literally like you're bending time in minutes. Okay? It's so wild. So I did this journey less like just a little over a week ago, right? It was Thursday last week. And literally a few days ago, I got an incredible opportunity came across my desk. And it's something that is completely why I've been creating this new reality. And it's literally part of my, if you were to go in and see the beliefs of who I am and why, like all within that identity, it literally manifested in this opportunity. And not only did it manifest, it's giving me access to a VIP level that would completely change my business, which was the whole reason why I did my journey in the first place last week, right? And so I was so excited a few days ago because I'm like, oh my God, look at what this new opportunity is. And then this morning, I found out it's even better than what I originally thought. It got added on more layers of amazingness. And I'm like, this is going to literally change everything for me. And so these are the kinds of things that happen when you know exactly the exact formula of changing your reality, which starts with your identity. Now, also last week, we did my first journey with the new women that are in my Becoming the Medicine, right? I did it a couple months ago, and now we're starting the new one. The amount of shifts and changes that happened overnight for some of these ladies, the massive lift in resistance of being able to receive huge sums of money, the amount of shifts and changes that the people in their lives notice the next day, the joy, the techniques that I've given them to activate that level of expansion on demand is completely rewiring them. And so what's so interesting is, and this is, I'm going to get into your all signs, I promise you, but this has really been something like it's wildly covert how easy your old identity tries to sabotage you in the process of your quantum leap. Because I've been saying to you guys since last fall, I've recognized last October, November, that the biggest thing for me in my business shift and change for this year was I'm going to do so much more ceremony than I've ever done before. Like that's all I want to do. Is not all I want to do, but I want to do so much of it, right? Because I love it. I get high off of it. And it's like, and I get high off of it because of the shifts and changes I see immediately in my clients from this work, from the ceremony itself. The emotional change where like one woman was so emotional after her guided journey that had no plant medicine, that the massive heart opening, she had a Kundalini activation without any form of psychedelics, okay, which completely changed and brought on a level of goddess feminine energy inside of her that she's never been able to access before. Okay, and changed so many very important parts of her life in just one night. Okay, and then continued onward. And then when I see this kind of stuff happening, I'm like, why am I not doing more of this? Like, why? I'm literally helping people change their lives in an instant. And I recognized that I was going to wait until the summer, like later on in the summer, because I do have a big event that I'm going to announce to you guys for June. Whoever will be able to make it an in-person event. But I thought, well, maybe I'm just going to be like, it's going to be too much if I do a ceremony, another Becoming the Medicine in May. And I realized, holy shit, Nicole, there you went again. That too much that comes in like, don't go so much. Don't overwhelm yourself. The old identity thinks it's overwhelming. The new identity thinks it's the best shit ever, right? Like it's what fuels me. It's what gives me joy. It's what, I don't know, makes me operate on an octane level that the old identity doesn't even know exists. It's like, I don't know how else to describe it. So anyways, sorry, I'm really like amped up right now. I'm so amped up because I like watching the shifts and changes happen in my client's life, and then also like witnessing in real time how they're changing for me. It's like, it's just this, I don't know, it's this opening. So Becoming the Medicine is happening again in May. May 13th, we're starting again. I am going to be raising the prices of it. I'm realizing for the amount of energy I'm putting into it. So I'm keeping the price as it is until the end of April. So if you want into Becoming the Medicine for May 13th, I've left the link in the description below. Also, for all my soul family members out there who really want that psychedelic experience, go watch my last video about the Mayan Atlantean dimension that I opened up over top of Central America, because that mushroom strain is what I'm using at my next retreat. Okay. It was so intergalactic. It was, and not only that, just that journey in itself and utilizing it this week and seeing the massive opportunities that just came in. That is what I'm going to be using for you guys in September. Okay. So link is also, if you want to secure your ticket, you want to make sure that you're in that retreat for September 17th. I'm leaving the link down below as well. Is this crazy? Like one of the other, I said this in my newsletter, but so if you're not on my newsletter, I'll say it here for you. But one of the girls in Becoming the Medicine had been waiting almost 2 years for an inheritance to come in, right? And this is what we talk about. Part of her intention for her journey. And this is, you'll see, I always work with your intention. No matter if you come to my retreats, if you're doing this, the intention is so crucial. Her intention was, part of it was to learn how to receive and hold more money than she's ever received before. Okay. Literally within 3 or 4 days after the journey, she received an email or a notice that finally she was going to be receiving this pretty big inheritance the next day. And it got deposited to her the next day. And this is the shit that we don't realize we're blocking. We think, well, oh, if I'm deserving it, what, like, this is how you bend your reality. This is how you collapse time, by you changing you, right? By you removing all of the resistance that you don't even realize you're holding through that old identity. This is what's also wild. When you guys sit with me and I take you through a very somatic exercise of figuring out like how much resistance you actually have, this is what freaks out all my clients when we do it. They don't realize how much covert resistance is there and where it actually is coming from. In fact, it's coming from the place you don't think is such a big deal. It's coming from the place that you're like, oh, I don't need to deal with that. That's not really a big thing, right? And so isolating that very sneaky covert part of you is critical. And we obliterate that resistance and then go into the journeys. So it's really like, this is such a masterful formula that I have recreated, but I do it through not just you sitting and listening to me speak and maybe you taking notes and whatever, that bullshit. Okay. Like, we don't do that shit, because that doesn't change your reality. You can sit here and learn more information from me and like, it's not going to change you. It's just not. It's just not. Okay. Like, you literally have to have it somatically shifting and changing in your body. Your body has to believe that there are changes. You have to feel the changes. You have to understand it. And so this is part of why the journeys are so powerful, because not only are we taking your body into the holy shit, I'm feeling the most expansion I've ever felt before, but you're also knowing where the resistance is and collapsing it before you even have to go there. So this is like, this is the high. I'm like at a loss of words because I'm so fucking excited about this. And this is why I needed to go through my massive shift in identity death last year and into the beginning of this year. is so that I could put the majority of my focus and work into this craft because it's so effective. And I'll be honest, it's really fucking fun. Like, it's so fun. So, if you guys are so done with hitting your own ceiling over and over and over again, trying to break through it, trying to get that quantum leap, I promise you, you work with me in close proximity through my ceremonies, I'll get you there. Okay, I'll get you there. And you will see the shit changing in sometimes hours, but for sure days. Okay, you will see the evidence. You will see it. So, all right. Let's take this amped up energy, this like high vibe, visceral energy, and channel it into some readings for you guys. So we're going to start with air signs. You guys are first. And hold on a second. I need my little thing here so I can put your timestamps in really fast. Okay, so that's air. All right, air signs. Oh, I don't know. There's just big changes happening this week. It's shifting. It's wanting you to go into it's wanting to go to places you've never gone before. It's going to require risk though. You guys got to start taking risks. I know I'm having to take risks, bold fucking risks that really push me out of my comfort zone. But I know that if I don't, I'm going to just stay exactly where I am. And I'm so over this level, like I've been here long enough. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go to the next level. So, all right. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. Let me just say hello. National Park. Okay. Hello, Melissa Dots. Hey, girl. Good to see you. John, good to see you. All right. Let's see, air signs. Let's get this going for you. The main theme of your reading, okay, and let's see what the challenge is. What is the potential challenge for my air signs? Ooh, I love it. Okay, so air signs, the main theme of your reading is autumn. Okay, so this is kind of telling me that this is about the harvest, okay? What are you culminating? What are you wanting to receive? What are all your efforts that you're putting into that you're think of it as like your garden, okay? Like all of the watering, all of the care, the soil, everything that you've been doing, whether you've had to move plants around, whatever it is, taking the weeds out, making sure, what are you working so hard on because you're wanting to receive the fruits of that labor, right? This is your main harvest. This is something big that you're kind of working on and you're wanting to really, really capitalize on. However, you've got a challenge, and the challenge is breath. Okay, this is what your challenge is. So let me just go into the book here. If your challenge is the breath, remember, breath is your life force, okay? This is spirit. It's the pause as well, right? It's what fills up the spaces. So are you on autopilot just doing, or are you taking a moment to truly connect, possibly literally through breath? Okay, but let me just get to this. Here we are. Okay, inspiration, presence, life force. There's no more direct way to practice alchemy than to study the breath. We all have access to the mystical phenomenon known as it. It occurs at every moment, gracing us with the gift of existence upon this very physical plane. So this card serves as our ever-reliant bridge. It is the magic within us, expanding and generating life force. Like literally, it's so interesting. Like when you're in a kind of survival mode, right? Or if you're just in this automatic, not thinking, but like even if you're just operating from old patterns, right? Your breath can get really shallow. You almost like you're not like taking in the fullness. And when that you have a shallow breath, it also indicates what you're willing to take in is limited. Because if you think about your lungs being the expansive cup, okay, of what you're willing to receive through the life force of energy, the breath, if you're only doing little short bursts of breath, what you're really saying to the universe is, hey, I only can receive this much. So where are you limiting how much you're able to receive through survival patterns, perhaps? Trying to create abundance in your life through this card that's kind of coming up through autumn. That's kind of what I'm getting here for you, air signs. No matter how advanced you are in studying the breath, if you heed the message of this card, you will find it has more to teach. This is about opening up new space for yourself. So, okay, so let's kind of go and see where this is kind of taking us. And as you can see, I have my trusty pyramid here that I've charged from my last mushroom journey. That is really what opened up the dimension above Central America for me to see the where the advanced Mayan Atlantean civilizations kind of quantum leaped into. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands in reverse coming up here for your past. What else do we need to know about the past for my air signs? There you are. Oh, sorry, not you. It's the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Coming into the present moment. Wow, these ones are just flying out. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. We have the Fool in reverse in the heart of your spread. Okay, so you are like, there's a big new beginning here that's kind of getting it's kind of getting truncated. We have the Nine of Wands, all the reversals coming up here for you, air signs. But then we have the Ace of Cups coming into your near future. There we have now the King of Wands. So there is a big shift coming up here for you. But something's going to have to happen through this week. We also have the King of Cups. Okay, two really beautiful King energies on the Ace of Cups. Overall energy, Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So this is, I'm getting for you something's missing. You are missing some kind of bridge. You are trying to bridge a gap here, air signs. And it does feel that you've been hard at work over something, but this is about finally like bringing the missing pieces together so that there's uniting, so that there's cohesion. The problem is with the Two of Pentacles here in reverse, there's something that's maybe out of balance for you. Okay. It also could be that there's delaying choosing something specifically, meaning having to really make a choice, and maybe you've been delaying making that choice. Maybe you've been like hoping that something gives you more clarity, or maybe you've been waiting for more signs. I don't know. But that delay is also affecting things. Like there's a particular choice that needs to be made here. So when I look at your past, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse. So yeah, the Queen of Wands, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it feels like you've had this opening, right? This like burst of energy that initiated. But it also feels that it didn't fully take on its full capacity in moving forward fully. It feels like your confidence has been rocked in some kind of way. I don't know. It's almost like your ability to, I just want to, it feels like your light has been seriously dimmed, air signs. Um, Again, also creating that effect of a weakening of your own confidence, like really taking a massive hit. And I also, with the Ten of Wands here in reverse, am seeing that you're really trying to close out some really difficult cycle. Okay. Like something has been, like you've been carrying the weight of the world of something, trying to close it out, trying to put an end to it. Um, and it's been burdensome on you. So I wonder if there's that is kind of really connected to the big kind of confidence hit for you. But coming into your current energies, we have the Six of Cups in reverse, the Fool in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. There is something you're going to need to have to surrender to in the next 2 weeks, okay, over this last half of April. It feels like you're having to revisit some sort of perhaps old childhood wound. Or for some of you, maybe this has something to do with children. It also feels like it's taking you back into the past of something that like keeps grabbing your attention. And pulling you into that energy vortex. The Fool here, it's interesting because I think you're going to see that you have an opportunity over the next 2 weeks to really make a change. And I think this is where the choice is coming in, where it's going to really pull everything together for you. And this is going to be something that you have been maybe edging on, okay? Like you've been like, I don't know, you're kind of sitting at the edge of it. You're wanting to like, maybe you've tried a little toe dipping, but you haven't fully like allowed yourself to go all in. You haven't really fully taken the risk. You're trying to dance around it. I don't see you being able to do that. There's something that you're going to have to like, okay, I have to surrender and trust with this Nine of Wands in reverse coming up because you are needing to make a bold move. If you do make this bold move, air signs, I see things drastically shifting for you, but it's going to come from a place of not carelessness, but of really trusting in yourself. It's like you're betting on you. Okay. You're betting on what you know you want for yourself. And it's going to make you really uncomfortable at first. You have to understand that this is not going to be some choice that feels good, so to speak. Like it may feel good and then it might like cause your whole body to be like, oh my God, what did I just do? Right? Like it's going to have that kind of energy because it is taking you beyond the known. But in your future energies, you have the Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, the King of Cups. So this is really interesting because you're merging. There's a new opening here. Like there's with the Ace of Cups coming in, this can talk to your dreams. This can talk to a new relationship. This can talk to a new level within a relationship. This can talk to your intuition opening up at a whole new level. This is like a new, really expansive opening for you, an opportunity coming forward that really takes you into this new level. So where you went from the Queen of Wands in reverse, now you're the King of Wands upright. Okay, so you're not just turning things around, you're actually taking it to a whole new level. You're getting up to that more masterful level where you're actually respected. You respect yourself. It feels good. You're leading in a whole new way. But also with the King of Cups coming up here, it might be you merging yourself with someone who's very intuitive. And I don't know why, but I do feel like this Queen and King of Wands is you, air signs. That's what I'm intuitively like picking up, even though I know you're in air signs. But it feels like you could be also merging with someone. Now, this could be someone who deeply cares about you. If this is a love relationship, if this is, it could be, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be someone you deeply care about that is also like coming on board with you. You're on the same page. You're stepping forward in this dream together. This could also be that you're merging your energy with someone who's also masterful at intuition, psychic, healing, that kind of stuff. Especially if that's something you're really wanting to open yourself up to, is more intuitive expansion. That's kind of really what I see. So it looks like air signs, you're going to be having to take some massive risk that's going to push you like way, way, way outside your comfort zone. Let's see here. What's this Two of Cups for my air signs? What's this Two of Cups? Okay, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So it's likely something you've either like had to meditate on, really kind of, okay, we have the Four of Wands in reverse, so 2 fours in reverse. Let's see one more. One more on this Two of Cups. Huh. Wow. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it feels like you may have been, I'm getting this energy of perhaps maybe trying to work too much from the meditation cushion, so to speak, right? Like, or you've retreated or you've pulled back and like hoping that things just maybe work themselves out, or that something or someone kind of steps forward first. Like it feels like there's just been a bit of a, let me just pull back, wait kind of energy. And I don't think it's working out for you anymore. It may have like been good for a moment, but it's expired past that. And there's just, for some of you, this could be about an important contract with another person. This could be about having to maybe renegotiate that contract in a sense of like, it's because it feels like it's time to go to the next level. Okay. Whatever this is. So some of you might be having to break a contract saying, you know what, it's time I move on. Some of you are wanting to renegotiate it into a higher level of a contract. But the reason is because things are just stuck. They're not moving, right? The Wheel of Fortune is like Wheel of Fortune is change. At the end of the day, this is change, and it's also expansion. Well, if you want something to expand, it's going to have to change, right? And so building up that capacity to hold more, to bring in more, I think that's why, like we talked about the breath card here, where it's like, are you in this place of survival? Are you in this place of just kind of going through the motions and not really taking a moment to ground yourself into the present, to really think about like, what are you wanting to expand? Like how much life force are you bringing into this, whatever this new opportunity is, because what we are seeing here is this new opportunity opening up. Okay, what is this Ace of Wands in reverse in the past? Yeah, okay, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this was definitely something that was related to, oh wow. And then we have the Devil coming in. I think you had some fears. Your fears about a new dream, something that you really want, an opportunity that may have come in for you to kind of expand into taking a step forward towards your dreams, your goals, what it is that your heart desires. Maybe it's a relationship or the next level of a relationship. I don't know. But it's feeling like there was a spark, but it didn't have enough breath. Okay, when we think about the spark, is there enough oxygen breathing in? Like, and it feels like perhaps it got snuffed out by fears, by going back into the past, like worrying about things, right? One of the things that I've noticed, I've caught myself doing this, literally just caught my boyfriend doing this the other day. I see my clients doing this, that when you're starting to take risks and step forward into whatever it is that you're wanting to execute, okay, whatever it is that you want for yourself, as soon as you start to see it gaining traction and you're like, oh, it's here, you'll start, literally the mind goes into, okay, but like, are we really ready for it? Maybe I need more time. Maybe I need to do this. Is this exactly what I want? Maybe I don't really want it. Like you literally will sabotage it. And it's what this sabotaging energy of the Devil feels like. Kind of came forward. What's this Queen of Wands in reverse? Okay, the Nine of Wands. So maybe burnout from this Queen of Wands in reverse is part of this. Maybe like you feeling like you've overworked, you're exhausted, you're tired. Yeah, Nine of Swords, you may not be sleeping very well either. You've got a lot on your mind. And I think there's a lot of second guessing. I'm getting self-doubting coming in, a lot of second guessing energy that's rocking your confidence. And so that's like shrinking your field as well. Because the Queen of Wands is very good at like using her energy field to pull things in towards her, right? She's very magnetic. What's the Ten of Wands here in reverse? Wow. Okay. Ten of Wands in reverse. King of Cups and the Ten of Cups coming in on this Ten of Wands. So you're trying to break free of some really burdenous cycle that has either like put almost restrictions and like almost like clamping down barriers, red tape around your deepest dreams and wishes. Like think about like the ultimate white picket fence dream, whatever, that is. But also it could also, because the King of Cups is here, I want to say for some of you, this has to do with like a higher level of intuition. There's someone here who's either guiding you into some kind of emotional mastery around this, or this could be someone like you deeply, deeply care about, okay, that you're wanting to be with, that you're wanting to have part of your life, or you're wanting to work with, or I don't know, there's someone here, but like you've been trying to like remove all the limitations and the blocks around this like coming to fruition. What's the Six of Cups in reverse? Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this happens. This is such a common theme. Let me just see. Okay, there you are, King of Swords. Okay. There is something that you deeply, deeply want. Now, it's either connected to what feels like you're going to be hitting over these next 2 weeks of April. You're going to find yourself kind of going like into all of the reasons why it's not working for you. The thing that you deeply want, that you feel very much aligned with, and at the same time, like there's so much distance between you two, like you and it. And it feels like you're really in your head. Like it feels like you're kind of getting a strategy around this, or you're starting to like really understand from the mind like why it's not coming in, why you're not receiving what it is that you've been dreaming of, wanting. And this could be something that is also related to children for some of you because of the Six of Cups. But it's like, it almost feels like you've been having your hand out like this to the universe, and the universe just keeps skipping over you, like you're like, what the heck? Like, when is it my turn? When do you get around to me? Kind of thing. And why do you keep missing me? It's kind of got that, but you're going to it feels though like you're going to have a little bit of clarity around that. You're going to start to understand there's something mentally kind of going to be like an aha moment here for you. What's the Fool in reverse? The Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so for some of you, whatever this new beginning is, like this new thing that you're wanting to like shift forward to, may end up being a bigger financial investment for you than you're feeling comfortable with. And you've been holding back on that, right? Like you're trying to hold your resources close to you. You're not like, what if I need this? Whatever. So for some of you, this might mean that you're going to have to take a risk with some of your money. Of course, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes. Okay. But what I am seeing is that for some of you, this is the case. Like you're wanting to take that risk, but you're holding back as well. And there's no greater teacher than money for us to really realize how much we limit ourselves and how much we give it power as well. Now, for some of you, it's not so much money. It could be time, where you're maybe having to really invest a lot of time. And I am getting that maybe you've been trying to shortcut it, in the past. And it's like, no, like you're going to have to really apply yourself. You're going to have to invest yourself more, like maybe more time of yourself, more attention, more energy. But the reason this is where like the big choice comes in, because you've been playing it safe here, air signs, and safety isn't going to cut it here. So what's this Nine of Wands? Okay, you have the Page of Wands coming in. And then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So you're going to receive some kind of news. That's going to be good news, okay? But the good news has a little bit of a caveat for you, because this would really shift how you perceive yourself as a successful person in doing successful endeavors that you see yourself participating in. You're going to feel like you're like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. And you're going to receive some news. You're going to realize, I have to give into this. Like, I can't keep fighting and thinking that. For some of you, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, maybe you've been trying to do it all alone. Okay. And it's just not cutting it. And it's not to say that you can't be successful standing on your own 2 feet. But if there's anything that I've learned through this journey over the last few years, is that I am much more powerful when I receive help, because there's only so much I know how to do. And the shit that I really don't know how to do is really fucking stopping my forward progress in massive ways. So whatever it is that you're maybe not knowing how to do, and you would really use someone else's expertise or wisdom to kind of really help you, then I'm seeing that that's something that's really kind of coming up here, that you're going to maybe want to be like, you know what? Why am I making it so hard on myself when the answer and the solution is right here? What's this Ace of Cups? Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles coming up. So this new opportunity is going to trigger your, you have the King of Wands, is going to trigger a little bit of your self-worth, your ability to have more than you've ever had before, right? Like, it's going to trigger perhaps even isolation feelings for you, like where you've maybe been too used to just doing everything on your own or handling things on your own. Because obviously if you let other people help you, there's the risk of being disappointed that they don't show up the way that you would have just done it for yourself, right? Like, there's little things like that that can show up. But the good news is that you have the King of Wands here again, which again, I firmly feel, interestingly enough, air signs, like this is you. And so there's some sort of determination or confidence that has shifted from these last 2 weeks of April for you, that's really allowing a new opportunity to come forward, despite the fact that it's going to be triggering some of your own lack consciousness. Okay. Triggering the fact that, oh, wow, like I'm going to have to like not just do this on my own kind of thing. What is this King of Wands? Okay, so you are getting the courage to walk away from something. You have the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, you're walking away from an old energy that is perhaps been keeping you emotionally captive, stuck in a place of like allowing too much of your emotions to override anything that you've been doing, right? So like sometimes whether the emotion is sadness or the emotion is, maybe you're just really apathetic and you're just like, I just don't want to do anything at all. And it's just like a feeling in your body, right? It feels like you're kind of having a massive breakthrough moment here, air signs, where you're really realizing how, for some of you, you've been really allowing your body to completely derail your forward progress. Now, for some of you, this also could be where you've really not been listening to your intuition in the past, and you're realizing, okay, I kind of got an intuitive hit back then, but I didn't listen to it. Something's going to happen here where you're like, okay, I'm going to start listening to that intuitive hit and I'm going to start moving forward with it. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, the King of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. With the Death in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse. I think you're going to be either working with someone or you're going to be talking with someone. There's someone around you, whether you're enlisting them or they're just already around you and you're going to start leaning on them, who's it feels like very intuitive, very, but also like very intuitive, but also very masterful in, like emotions. Okay. Masterful in emotions of understanding the capacity to use your emotions. Like it feels like you've been allowing your emotions to be used against you. And this is how like you start learning how to use them for you. But it's going to, because I'm seeing like with the Five of Swords here is very sabotaging energy. The Death card in reverse is not being able to let go. And the Five of Cups in reverse is like, it's all about like, okay, shifting your perspective, right? Not always looking at the things that you don't have, but really focusing on the evidence of what you do have, like what is around you. So there's some like major shift that someone's going to be helping you here with that I would definitely lean on, because I feel like what I'm seeing here is, look, this is about you maybe uniting with someone else to make your dreams come true. It could also just be that this is about another relationship or someone that you deeply care about. But I also am seeing like there's something about you not having to work so hard by yourself, trying to like DIY it, figure it all out. Like I would say, air signs, just remember this. There's only so much you know, right? And the things that you don't know, if you just keep trying to figure them out, like there's from a place of really not knowing, versus using someone who's can see more than what you can see, who's been where you've been, then it's like you can collapse time really quickly. Like it's almost like kind of hanging up it's like something you no longer want to hang your hat on, right? Like it's like I put out this email this week on priding yourself on a hard worker. Like that was part of my old identity. Like I was like, oh, I'm such a hard worker, and even as a Taurus sun, like literally like it's ingrained in my DNA. And it's something that I just always had. And so realizing like, oh, I'm trying to create all these more effortless ways of working and it's not working because my identity is like, no, you have to work hard. And it would show me, keep looking for evidence of like, every time I try to do more effortless work, I'd find ways to sabotage it, right? And so just recognizing that it's something along that could be coming up for you, because it looks like you're coming into a culmination. You're really wanting something to culminate, to really reap the rewards of something you've been working hard at. And you're close, air signs, you're close, you're not that far away, but because of the fracture or whatever how much time has gone by from not being able to receive it, it feels like it's further away than what it actually is. And it doesn't have to be. So, air signs, that's my reading for you. So I think for you guys, you're going to need to take a risk. that's going to really initiate some major changes here for you. But do so, like, really, I would say check in with your body by taking a moment to breathe. Okay, pause. Really take a moment to get yourself into, like, okay, let me just expand, take a moment and really settle in to what is that I'm feeling in this moment, what it is that I want. Like, instead of just trying to push through. Okay. Air signs, that is my reading for you. All right, let's move on to fire signs. You guys are next. Okay, fire signs. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries, Leo, and Sag. Let's find out what's in store for you for this last half of April. Again, I will say with the rules are definitely changing with the Mars-Saturn conjunction tomorrow. It's this isn't about business as usual. And it is a hard reset. I would say with all of this energy in Aries too, like this is really about take a moment, guys, to really think about who you are and who you wanted to become and how that identity has been like the limit, like the identity that you've been is perhaps not equipped well enough to get you to where it is that you want to go. And what are those changes that need to happen? Like, what are the changes in that identity that need to happen for you to become the version of you that is effortlessly living in that new reality? Again, for anyone who's just joined, if you can hit the like button, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate that. Okay. And for those who may just be joining now, I have just reopened Becoming the Medicine for May 13th. So if you want the kind of quantum shifts that are happening for my clients who are currently in there, you can start getting your own. We start May 13th and spots are now available. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Let's find out what is the main theme of my fire signs reading for this last half of April, and what is the potential challenge that they might be facing? Okay. All right. So, fire signs, the main theme of your reading is the great work. So you may be feeling very called to be doing something perhaps greater than what you're already doing. Perhaps maybe you're in the midst of that call. But given what I'm seeing as your challenge, the initiation phases of it actually starting to show itself, it feels like where it's the biggest challenge for you. Here we go. So the great work, devotion, vocation, attention. This is about when will we get there? When will our efforts be recognized? So amidst pressure and expectations, we come to realize each alchemist's life is an accumulation of moments in which attention is placed upon a subject within the laboratory. So the artist draws a single line, the poet scribes a single word, the rose forms a single leaf. This card reminds us that the alchemical garden grows from seeds tended to by devoted hands and the grace of sun, water, and earth. You cannot force this operation. You cannot claim it or complete it. This card arrives to give you words of encouragement, You're in the right place. It's about tending to the work. And also, I get that, like, given this, you're also likely feeling the great pressures of like, well, what is this the right time? When is it going to happen for me? How much more work do I have to put in for some of you? Because like the what we're seeing here in your challenge is this card, the spring, right? You have the spring card coming up here. So the season of spring. And so this is blossoming, becoming. It's that horizon, right, where the flower starts to poke its head above the ground. So you've likely been in the winter stage a long time, like doing the work behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. So when spring arrives, our eyes lift from the work and we peer out the window. So it's about readying yourself for a new era of growth. It indicates blossoming is coming, but it's under a restriction. It's under a challenge. Coming into one's own, and it's generation time, meaning it's time to be generating. You may be dreaming up a business plan or a new song or flirting with a special person. So spring is the season of the east where the sun rises and lights the world. This is about the energy of the season pushing through you. You made it through winter and the bulbs burst on their own. So it's interesting because it feels like there is something that's kind of holding back this blossoming phase for you. So let's kind of see where this is going for you with the tarot. What do we need to know about the past? We have the Tower card coming up here in reverse. We have the High Priestess in reverse. And we have the Emperor. Okay. 3 major arcanas coming up right away in your past. What do we need to know about the current energies? Wow. Okay. Ooh, fire signs. We got the Star card, which is great. You have the 8 of Wands, which we love in the heart of your spread. Oh, and then we have the Empress in reverse. 5 major arcana cards. Okay. The Hierophant in reverse coming up in your past. The 5 of Cups in reverse. And then the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, overall energy. 3 of Cups in reverse with the Fool card. Feels like you've been disappointed, fire signs. Maybe you've been disappointed by some friends. Maybe you've been disappointed by a group of people. For some of you, there may have even been a little bit of a betrayal in some sort, you know, or maybe there was an event that was supposed to be like something you would have celebrated, but it ended up not being as much of a celebration as you anticipated. Like there was a kind of like a dampening, a wet dampening kind of wet blanket kind of thrown on the situation. But it's about a new beginning. Okay, the Fool card. Fool card's coming up here. Again, Aries energy. So really, like, I'm wondering if you were announcing to some people that you were trying to start something new or that you're doing something new, and maybe some people around you were just like not as supportive as you were expecting or hoping. It could have been that. It could have been that someone threw, like, again, like I said, a wet blanket on those plans. I'm not sure, but there's something that it feels like you feel very pulled to and you want to do, but it also feels like you're maybe not, you're also not getting the support, but also feels like this, what it is that you want is not pushing itself to the surface enough yet either. So we have the Tower in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Emperor card. So look, it looks like there was a shakeup. Okay. And the results of the shakeup in your life, there was a massive change, maybe some kind of upheaval. And through this upheaval, it does look like something was finally like demystified. Okay. It was revealed. Like maybe you intuitively knew it, but it's just like, okay, now like I see everything for what it is. And there was no denying it. With the Emperor card here, though, it's also felt like time to take control of the situation, time to take the wheel. And it feels like fire signs, you really were like, I got to do this. I got to step forward. So I don't know, it just felt like you took the bull by the horns and you were like ready to just fully move forward. Okay. So it does feel like there's something here kind of going on. Well, in the current energies, you have the Star card, which is like your biggest dream, your biggest hope. There's like a massive wish here on the table for this last half of April that's kind of it's in your field. Okay. Like it's around you. It's you're either thinking about it, you're talking about it. There's maybe an opportunity around that coming up. And I say that because you have the Eight of Wands, which means there is going to be big yes energy around this. Like there's going to be clarity. There's going to be information coming in that like really pushes this forward. Maybe it's an email, maybe it's a phone call. But it's like, it's fast. Like there's something fast here. But I feel like with the Empress here in reverse, it's like you want it, but then there's also this part of you that I don't know if you're struggling to really believe that you can have it. Like I'm getting this almost like too good to be true energy, like that you're kind of picking up on. And it's not because whatever this is too good to be true, but it's almost like part of the energy that you go into to shrink your own field. It's like that self-sabotaging energy that we don't really realize we're doing. I don't know, but it's like there's a shrinking of the energy here. So you've got something big coming in and there's movement and then there's a shrinking. So I don't really know what that is. We'll figure that out. But then in your future, you have the Hierophant in reverse. So this is telling me like you're realizing, okay, I'm going to have to go about this differently. Like I can't attack this in the old kind of like tried and true ways. I'm going to have to think outside the box. I'm going to have to do this in a non-traditional way. And you're going to have to be committed, right? This is committed to like a higher path, but doing it in a way that is definitely taking you on a non-traditional path. And also with the Five of Cups here in reverse, it's also like there is a shift here that's happening. Like, okay, let me just focus, like instead of overwhelming yourself with all of the things, it's like, let me just focus on one step at a time, but also on this idea of don't look at all the things I don't have yet. Like just look on the things that are tangible, that I can focus on, that I have, that I can work with, and that are clear indications of a yes. Okay, so like that's what I'm kind of seeing here. With the King of Swords, just beware, fire signs, of someone around you who is too much of a logical thinker. Like this energy, it feels like there's someone around you who's like interfering in your process by like, oh, well, what's your plan? And like, what are you doing? Like, and kind of like trying to get the bigger picture because they don't understand it. But really, like when it comes down to it, I don't know if other people really need to understand it so much as you need to kind of just start going with it and let things start to blossom on their own as opposed to like forcing things. So if you've got someone around you who's doing that, I would say steer clear of them because I am seeing them kind of pop up here because I am seeing that there's something really great that's going to happen, but you're going to have a little bit of a shrinking moment, but it feels like you're going to get under control because the shrinking moment's going to be like, okay, look, you got to do things differently, right? It's like if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to get the same results. And so you start shifting that, and it does feel like you're doing it in the right way, but there is someone around you who's telling you should change your strategy or telling you need a different plan, and it's really not what you need. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So let's kind of go, because it just feels like you have people around you who just don't comprehend what you're doing. What's this 3 of Cups in reverse? Okay, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. And the World. Okay, so again, like I said, I feel like you fire signs are ready to leave something behind, right? You're like closing out a big chapter that has been really hard for you. It's been burdensome. You're like, I'm just not enjoying this anymore. Like, this is not what I want. And you're kind of at this point where some of you, it feels like even you may want to travel, like travel might be part of what this is for you, and exploring, but it's like you've reached a certain level and you're like, it's not all that, like I want more for myself. And it's like on to the next thing. And the people around you haven't been so supportive. They haven't been as happy for you as you were hoping they would be. And like, you're really ready to set out on this whole new thing. You're really closing some massive chapter in your life to open up a new door. And what I'm just seeing is that the people around you are not on board, or there's a couple of people around you that I think you wish there were and they're not. What's this Tower? What's this Tower in reverse? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. And the Moon in reverse. Oof. There may have been a conversation, a really difficult conversation about feelings, maybe about something that was hidden. Like I said, it does feel like something got revealed for some of you that you're like, oh, okay, like now I can't unsee it. Now it makes something very clear. But it feels like there was some kind of shocking moment here in the past that really forced you to get very honest about something that was revealed. And it's like, okay, like I just can't ignore this, right? Like I cannot ignore this. So you may have had a conversation with someone about this, or you may have just been like, this might be like a self-talk kind of conversation. What's this High Priestess in reverse? But something definitely that was in the dark was brought into light. Okay. We have the Death card in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles. I think for some of you, you've been holding on to security or a certain level of status, maybe a level of status within your job, or where you've like, let me give you an example. Like you could have worked for a while in maybe a corporate position, and you've worked really hard and you've gotten to a certain level, and you're just realizing this isn't giving me life anymore. This isn't what's doing. But at the same time, you're kind of hard. It's been hard to let go of because you've invested so much time, and you've really gotten to a certain status level that took you a long time to get to, and that so many people would wish that they have. But there's something about this that's being like, has revealed to you that you're like, you saw something about this that you like, that felt like it was, again, it was being hidden and now it's not. Now, this could also be about this deep desire for your own success, okay? Your own, a new success that requires you to let go of something, and really realizing that you'll never have it if you don't let go of this thing, whatever it is. So the Emperor here is saying like there's definitely been bold movement here. Let me see what this Emperor is. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords and the Hermit in reverse. So definitely, you may have made a really big decision here for some of you, or this could have just been about an idea that you no longer wanted to like remain in the shadows of like your meditation practice, or like your journal, or I don't know, like your own thoughts. Like it's just like, okay, it's time to actually execute this. And that's why I feel like there was likely a decision made here. Like you can't live in the hiding of this. And really there was a very bold move to kind of execute it. What's this star that's coming up in the current energies for my fire signs? We have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. One more card. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So something about one of your dreams that feels like it's been, for a lot of you, it's been on hold, like it's been delayed. This involves perhaps for some of you, like a very important relationship. For some of you, this is about a new contract to follow a big dream of yours. And really the crux of it is like, you haven't really believed that you have what it takes. You're maybe like not seeing all of your potential in the way that is really there. And I think you're going to get an awakening this coming couple of weeks around that. Like that's going to kind of shift you out of that. What's this Eight of... Yeah, the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Swords in reverse. So you're getting unstuck. Something's jarring you. Here we have the High Priestess up right now. You're going to be following your intuition. Something's happening in this next 2 weeks that you're like, you know what? You're going to get a massive intuitive hit. The energies, this could be a very big download. This could be a dream that you have. This could be, I don't know, information that you get from a reading. This could be anything. It's just like, it's something that really gets you on. It's like, it's time to start moving forward. And you're realizing that even maybe you have been your own worst enemy at keeping you in the place that you don't want to be. So I'm seeing like very fast forward movement for you here because you're following your intuition. So pay attention to your intuitive hits, fire signs. What's the Empress here in reverse? The Temperance card in reverse. Just be mindful because while this is all going down, yeah, you're going to get the Tower and the Temperance card in reverse. Look, just as, and this is the shit that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. If you missed my opening, please go back, fire signs, and listen to it because this is exactly what I was talking about. Just as you like start to like, okay, yes, I know this is what I got to do. And you follow it and you start to take the bold moves and you follow your intuition that is, you feel it so deeply in your bones. And then life throws a fucking like curveball at you because I see a curveball coming your way. And it's either going to be in the form of something about impatience, something like throwing things out of balance. And it's going to shrink your energy field. Okay. It's going to shrink your expansion. And it's going to make you start to second guess yourself. I don't want you second guessing yourself, fire signs. Do not let that happen. This is kind of like coming up to show you what you're going to have to navigate and what's ahead of you. Because there is another shocking thing that's coming up your way, like a Tower moment. But it's how you respond to these moments that matters most. Okay? Because that can really shift the trajectory of your quantum leap in a very good way, or it could cut it off. So I think there's something that you're going to have to really navigate here. I think you're going to be okay though, because what I'm seeing here is good. So let's just see what the Hierophant. Yeah. Okay. You have the Ten of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Look, this is why I want you to really pay attention to your thoughts and the other thoughts of people. Like, are you absorbing other people's opinions, thoughts, ideas on how you should be doing this, which doesn't necessarily align with what you really know of who you are and how you operate? Because I don't know why, but for some of you, I'm getting that you're There's either like at least one person around you or a group of people around you that are trying to get you to move out of like how you're literally human design. Like your human design is a certain way, and it's however way they're trying to get you to like do something is like not even what you're designed for. Okay. So just, I don't know why that just came up. So I know that's for a couple of you out there. But it is about you being able to receive money, receive help, receive gifts. And you're realizing that you're going to have to go about it in an unconventional way. You're going to have to go about it the way for you, not other people. So don't listen to other people. Okay. This is about what you need. And you have to like, you're going to find that, you know what? I need to stop stressing about how other people think I'm going to do it. And I've got to allow myself to bring this in the way I know I'm designed to. And I feel like you're going to do that here. What's this 5 of Cups in reverse? Yeah. See? The Devil in reverse and the 9 of Swords in reverse. So what you have to do, fire signs, is you really got to look, don't try to bite off more than you can chew. Okay. Because that's one of the fastest ways that we can, really truncate our growth forward. All you need to do is focus on, okay, what is it that I have that I can work with, that is tangible, that is showing me evidence of like why I should be stepping forward into this. Okay. And just focus on those things. Do not let anything else, because I see you like breaking free of the big fears, of the anxiety of, I see you breaking free of like other people's, like being stuck to other people's ways of doing things and all of that kind of stuff. So you are going to be having this really nice breakthrough. Let me just check out this King of Swords energy though. What's this King of Swords in reverse? Yeah. Okay. The 6 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Really follow your heart, fire signs. There's someone who doesn't have the greatest plan. Like it feels like there's someone around you who wants you to do a different plan. But I've got to say, like, it's time for you to move on, and you're moving on, and you're following your big dreams. You're also like following, like, I think you want to make money doing something that you're passionate about, that lights you up. But also, like, it's important for you to know that you can make a lot of money doing this. Okay. It's just, you got to do it your way. Okay. Don't think you have to do it the way other people have done it before. And that might even be what this is where you've seen how other people have done it. And maybe you feel like you have to follow in their footsteps. Okay. You don't. This is about discovering your way. Okay. And you have a very special way of doing this. It's like, allow that to come alive inside of you to show you the way. And things will just start to blossom on their own. You won't have to work so hard. I really think you might be surprised, fire signs, at that. So that's kind of like what I'm seeing for you. So let me know, fire signs, if that resonated with you in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching later. Okay, we are going to go on to earth signs. You guys are next. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is in store? don't forget, to my earth signs, if you're just tuning in, if you want to have the big quantum shifts that the people in My Becoming the Medicine are getting right now in their lives, we are going to run that program again, May 13th. I'm going to take people through ceremony, open you up to that super massive state of expansion without the medicine. Okay, you don't need to do psychedelics to do this. I'm going to teach you how to create that state on your own, which is a very powerful place to operate from. So, which is why, like, the people that have taken it are having massive shifts with big sums of money coming in immediately following the journey. Kundalini activations, divine feminine goddess energy, where people are literally like noticing and showing up in their lives. Creative surges. So that's something that you're ready for. I'm ready to work with you. All right. Let's get into this. Let's find out what is the main theme of my Earth signs reading, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, for this last half of April, and what is the potential challenge they may be facing. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the main theme of your reading is smoke, which can speak of a warning. Okay, which I'm sure no one just enjoyed hearing. It can speak of a warning. It can also speak of illusions. It can speak of, look, a warning is good. If there's something that you need to be aware of, then you need to be aware of so that you can make sure it doesn't like get out of control, right? It's smoke. It's illusion. Let's see here. Let me just... Vinegar. Oh, no, vinegar. That's not the one. Smoke. Smoldering, warning, illusion. Okay, so smoke can be both stealth-like and seductive. Swirling, twisting, rising, and then disappearing. It's warning of a flame somewhere in life's laboratory, such as the nature of this card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored. What kind of smoke is it? Was it fire? Was the fire intended? Okay, was this intended? Was it a ritual or an accident? Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with fear-stricken scent of destruction? It asks you to wake up, to become alert to what is happening around you. Something burns. Those around you may fall under smoke seduction, or they may flee in a panic. Don't get distracted by their response. Stay in your own laboratory and see what emerges as you study the smoldering veil. Okay, so this could be like where some of you may be, because look, things that are going on in the world right now are really intense, right? And you might be getting pulled into that shit, you know, and like how people are responding to it. Maybe you're responding to it. I would definitely say this is time to stay in your own lane and really just focus on your literal reality around you. But also because there might be something that you really need to notice, okay, that's around you that needs your attention. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, sorry, I got to go to this one next. But it means like, it needs your attention for a reason. Either it needs your attention because something could be getting out of control, or it needs your attention because you have to tend to it because it needs more energy. Okay, like it needs more ritual. It needs more of you there, present. Now, your challenge, which is interesting because this was the card that I pulled for my own journey a week ago to help me go into it. I got this is the darkening card, okay? And the darkening card, let me read this for you first. It's about depth, readiness, churning. So you are ready to go deep into something, okay? Do not stay at the surface. Do not let distractions around you pull you away. That's why I'm saying, like, there might be like all these like dramas or shit or the world. Like, don't get distracted by that. Because at the end of the day, it's all a fucking illusion anyways. All that matters is what you're creating in your reality, because you can completely operate and shift things in a really fast way. The darkness prepares us. We've moved beyond the small talk and in the chit chat of the upper world and descended into the psychic layers of the soul. We admit who we are fully and bravely, and therefore open ourselves to the process of transformation. When this card appears, it's not necessary to dive into what brought you here. The initiation likely caused by fire, okay, that has caused the embers to char. Rather, it's time to heal, and darkness is the remedy. Closing your eyes is a voluntary expression of darkening. By practicing it daily, we drop into the depths and surrender. This is where transformation begins. So I would say that you are on the cusp here, earth signs, of some really big transformations. But if you continue to allow your attention to go into places that are pure distraction, that are pulling your energy out of the thing that you really need to be focused on, then you're going to be maybe missing out on an opportunity. You might be missing out on things that could be growing right now versus having to like wait months, maybe even years later down the road, which is so unnecessary. So that's what I'm kind of feeling for you. I will say, when the darkening card came up for me, and this was really helpful for me in my journey, was that I kept like, there was so much going on in my journey, but then I was like, okay, like go back. Like I would keep looking at the back of my eyelids and just letting go, going, like allowing myself to just go fully dark. And as soon as I did, boom, like it was just like the sacred geometry patterns that I saw and the colors that were just so vibrant, that were feeding my mind, my body, like just my whole entire beingness with all of this was just like, it just came on in an instant. So it's almost like, if I can translate that into how this works for you, is like where you're going to get the richness of what it is that you want in your reality is not from giving your attention to the shit, okay, around you that is inconsequential. Like it doesn't need your attention. So really kind of pull it in, go back inside of you, focus on what you need to do for yourself. Let's see where this is taking you, Earth signs. What do we need to know about your past? Okay, we have the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands. Okay. Coming into the present moment, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Strength card in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands coming up, the Three of Swords, and we have coming out together the Two of Wands in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. Okay, interesting. This is what I'm saying. Look, you've got some things going on around you, Earth signs, and that stuff is fine, right? It's not that you ignore it completely, but you don't let it overwhelm you. You don't get too pulled into it where like it starts to really pull your energy out of what you really need to be focused on. Your overall energy is the Ace of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. But this particular Four of Pentacles always to me is about a portal, okay? Into a place that you're way happier, more peaceful, and taking you kind of into a promised land, so to speak, okay? Now, this is telling me that you've got an opportunity. This is about a big opportunity coming your way at the throughout this last half of April that is really focused on the beginnings of a dream of yours. Okay, like it's the initial seeds. It's that, but it's like it's really starting to blossom. It's starting to open up, and it's really wanting to take you somewhere deeply. And I would say again, with that Four of Pentacles underneath, it would take you through a door that perhaps you've been wanting to walk through. For this literally could be about opening doors for you. Like for instance, for me, literally, that's why I was talking about at the beginning of how literally having an opportunity that's literally going to open so many doors for me. And it's like, it's the seeds of my big dream. So this could be something that's kind of happening for you. Again, I want to say earth signs, very important. You don't get distracted, okay, in this last half of April. This is where you really have to focus your attention. Again, it's that Mars-Saturn energy of really directing the energy in a very specific way. Don't let it get scattered out into the drama of other people's shit. Now, in your past, you have the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands. So you looks like you were kind of at a crossroads where you're like, okay, which way do I go? What do I do here? You're kind of at a standstill, right? A little bit of a stalemate with the Two of Swords here. And then something really changed. Okay, there was a big shift in the energy with the Wheel of Fortune. So where you weren't having any momentum, finally the momentum came in and you actually started to see some of the changes, like some of the things of like what it is that you were wanting to manifest starting to roll in, right? The beginnings, not all of it, but you were starting to see some of that roll in. Well, coming into this current time, you have the Two of Cups, the Strength card in reverse, and the Judgment card here in reverse. So I would say that connections are very important for you over the last half of April with the Two of Cups here, whether this is one specific person or just really maybe really good connections. This could be about the meeting of you and another person, like coming on board together. Again, this could be a relationship of love for some of you. But it feels like with the Strength card here in reverse and the Judgment card here in reverse, you're going to have to pull on a lot of your inner strength, which is why I think you're not meant to be distracted. Okay. Like there's things that you're going to be facing that are going to feel challenging, but you have what you need to get through it. It's very important you understand that. This isn't anything you can't do, but if your energy is going off in different places, you're going to start to feel overwhelmed and you might feel like it's too much or you can't handle it. I also feel like you're going to be dealing with a decision that was made in the past is going to be coming up for you to be looking at that you maybe need to review. Was it the right decision? Was it not the right decision? Is it your decision or is it someone else's decision? I don't know. This could also be, with the Judgment card here in reverse, this could also be about second chances coming back around, okay? Where there's something about what's happening. It's an echo of something in the past. And with the Judgment card here, I feel like it's something that you want though. Like it feels like it's something that you want. So whatever's kind of coming up, this is why you have to have your attention like really focused this last half of April, Earth signs, because you're going to see how there may have been an opportunity in the past, but you weren't able to do it. And you're now going to have another opportunity. It's coming up again, and you may not want to miss this one. So really being focused and taking care of whatever it is that you need to do to capitalize on this, to make the decision that needs to be made is going to be really important. Now, going into your your future energies, we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, and then the Lovers in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. So I see you actually making a lot of forward movement. There's creative juices flowing. Someone might even be like speeding things up for you, helping. But then I also see something else going on. And this is why it doesn't feel connected to what you're doing. This feels actually like something that's around you. Okay. So be very aware of this, but there's a pain. Okay. With the Three of Swords, there maybe was a falling out or some kind of painful moment. Something's going to happen, whether it's with a friend of yours around you or a family member. I don't know, but something's kind of coming up. Someone's heart is broken, or there's just been feeling like a feeling of separation that's going to be addressed. Okay. In the future here. And it's really about, there was a time split. Okay. Like a timeline split, where things could have gone this way and they went this way instead. And it could have been about, again, there's this idea of a decision that was made, and was it the right decision? Should this person have made it? This could be about a relationship, someone who's in a relationship around you. Did they make the right decision? Or how does that decision impact you? Like, I don't know. There's something, this feels like part of the smoke that you can't get too distracted by. So just know that there's going to be something that's coming up that's going to pull your attention, and it's going to be an issue. It feels like it's someone else's issue that they're bringing to you. And you might be woven in there somehow, but there's a way of handling it in a way where you don't have to get sucked into it so deeply. Okay. And do what you need to do, and then like wash your hands clean and continue onward with what you need to focus on. So let me just see where this is kind of going for you. What do we need to know about the Ace of Cups? Okay, we have the Six of Cups coming up. The Nine of Swords. All right. There could be someone from your past who is coming up to help you overcome something that you've been stressing a lot, losing a lot of sleep over. Again, it's about something that you really want, you feel very much attached to, in a sense of a strong dream of yours, moving forward, getting opportunities around that. The opportunity could create some stress for you, but it feels like someone from your past is coming up here to get you through into a new, like get you through a portal, okay, into a different kind of reality, so to speak. For some of you, this might actually be about kids with the Six of Cups here. And so maybe for some of you, you're wanting to have children, or you're wanting another child. And really maybe opening up that door if you thought it was closed. And there's some stress around that, okay? But for a lot of you, I feel like there's someone from your past that's coming in to kind of help open up a new opportunity for you that moves you forward. Let me see what this Two of Swords is about. Okay, we have the Empress. And the Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles. So yeah, so you were kind of at a stalemate about like really kind of moving into this very expanded state, moving into a place that is much more fertile for you, has a lot more opportunity, a lot more to offer you, so to speak. And I think you were in this very beautiful place of knowing what you're worth and knowing like what you're capable of and what you can achieve and what you're allowed to, what you can even attract into your world. But knowing that you had to make a choice, right? Like you're weighing your options here because you had hit some kind of stalemate. And you're realizing like, I got to choose something here, make a choice. So then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which really kind of made a big change. Definitely in your favor. Okay. You have the Two of Wands. Okay. So again, it's like you're at a fork in the roads, right? And you're like, okay, it's like it's time for a change, right? It's time to kind of take a bit of a different path. But also recognizing with this Five of Swords, it's usually, I don't know if there was some arguments here with someone else, like you were arguing about like the path that you were taking and how to change that, how to change course. For some of you, this could be your own self-sabotaging techniques kind of coming up. That you realized, okay, I got to stop doing that and I got to just choose this path in order to really change things up. Because a big change was needed here. A big change was needed. For some of you, you're realizing, I got to fight hard for this, right? With that Five of Swords can sometimes just be like, I gotta fight for what I want. And you're really realizing like you're kind of standing at a timeline split. Do you stay on the old timeline or do you get onto the new one? So what is this Three of Wands? I do believe you took the higher timeline here, Earth signs. What is this Three of Wands? Yeah, you're starting to see the manifestations occurring, the evidence showing up in your reality. You have the Knight of Cups here. So there could be even someone who offered you something around here, showing up for you, helping you with your dreams. You have the Eight of Swords helping you get unstuck. For you too, you may have also needed to take action from your own intuition, like really follow your intuition and take those steps, which really was, I see you were getting yourself unstuck here, Earth signs. What is this Two of Cups that's coming up in your current energy? We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Be very careful about how you might be shutting down the opportunity to receive things that are being given to you. Okay. You're receiving something. And there's a part of your energy that's like wanting to receive it. And there's a part of your energy that's starting to shut it down. And I think this involves another person with the Two of Cups here. Now, this could be something that is romantic, but it also feels like it's tied to your dreams, right? This is tied to what it is that you desire. And it just could be that there's someone very, very much around you that's helping you. And it's like there's a little bit of and this is why you have to be so cautious of your energy. Be aware of where you might be setting flame to the thing that you really want. Okay. Because there's something in your energy that is also stopping it. So it's like this push-pull kind of energy in the field. What's this Strength card in reverse? Yeah. You have the Four of Cups here. So this is about like you're receiving, like the blessings are coming in, but then you're like just kind of watching it. The Five of Cups here in reverse. I do see you though, like this, look, you're kind of like in this place of feeling a little underpowered, I would say. You're not feeling at your strongest, but like you're looking at what's being offered to you because you have an offer coming in. And I would say that it's so important to not get distracted by the negatives, because Lord knows our brains are programmed to look for negatives at all times. Okay. And really focus on the positive. I do see you focusing on the positives here, Earth signs. Let me see what this Judgment in reverse card is. Okay. You have the Page of Swords. And the Four of Pentacles. I wonder if you're going to have to do a little bit of research. Like, I think you kind of want to do a little bit of research on something, or study up on something, or just get to know, like do a little bit of a deeper dive into something that feels like it's another opportunity coming around for you. But in the end though, like with the Four of Pentacles here in reverse, you're not going to be holding yourself back. Like it feels like you're going to let go and you're going to allow yourself to drop into this opportunity. You're not going to hold yourself back is what I want to say. But I do think though that at first though, you're going to need to do a little bit of a deep dive into this opportunity a little bit more. What is this Knight of Wands? Okay, we have the Devil. And we have the Hierophant in reverse. You are going to be pushed to take action, to move forward. And you're going to be doing it quite passionately, okay? The thing with the Knight of Wands energy is it's a little it can be stop and start, right? It's really good at initiating, not so great at the follow through. So I really want you to be aware of distractions perhaps coming up, and they could be your own internal distractions, your own fears, okay, of like really kind of getting in the way of the where you're kind of taking yourself into, because it feels like you're taking yourself into somewhere bigger. And this is where like the darkening card comes in, is to remember your devotion to yourself, to the work, to like when you need to, like if things are starting to come up, just go within, connect to source, connect to God, connect to the universe, okay, and really like get grounded in that energy. Because there's something very unconventional about what's going on here for you. That's not a bad thing. It's just there's something very unconventional. It's triggering some fears though. It's triggering old energies trying to come back in. So whether that's just your own energies or someone else's, just be aware of it so you don't get pulled out of that. Let's see what this Three of Swords is, because this is where it feels like this is like something that's happening around you. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So there's been like this energy that tried to skip some steps, maybe got a little too overeager, thinking it could like initiate something faster than perhaps was necessary without laying down the right foundations. And that energy is going to come to light, and you're going to have to deal with it. It could be someone else that maybe jumped the gun on something that they maybe should have taken some more time on. Should have I really made this commitment, this investment, this whatever, into something I didn't know that much information about? Because it feels like the amount of time where the information was still very young and new. And there's some kind of like hurt around that. There's some kind of hurt around that that's going to be addressed. What is this Two of Wands in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. We have the Death card in reverse. And the Queen of Swords. So really kind of revisiting a decision that completely changed the trajectory of something. There's going to be a big conversation around this and how to transform it, if that's even possible, or if it has to be let go of. It feels like it's going to be a tough conversation. So again, I want to say it's not that you can't, it's not like you have to close yourself off from the outside world completely, or signs, but understand that looks like I see a tough conversation coming up about change, that may have happened between you and another person or someone else and another person, that kind of really changed the trajectory of things. And again, like, was that done in the best way that it could have been done? And again, I see some issues popping up for you around you as you're navigating something that you really need to tend to. So tend to it, tend to this, but don't get so wrapped up in it. Don't let it spiral into something that you get sucked so deeply into that it pulls you out of this other good work that's happening for you. Okay. So that's what I'm kind of seeing here for you, Earth signs. So it's good, but also knowing how to navigate the shit that could derail you, slow you down, or just kind of suck the energy that you need to be putting into certain things out of like those areas and into things that it shouldn't be going to, is what I'm feeling. But it's seeing like a big opportunity coming your way, something that's going to be something that's tied to your past somehow. And it feels like it's a second chance opportunity too. Like there's going to be some sort of remnants around it. You're like, ooh, I let that one go last time. I'm not letting this one go this time, kind of energy. Okay. So just something to kind of think about for yourself there. Earth signs. All right. So water signs, you guys are next. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hey, D. Carlson. Good to see you. All right. Let me shuffle these cards first. So water signs, let's take a look, see what's in store for you for the last half of April here. Again, everyone think about like hard resets coming in that really require another level of responsibility that you're needing to take on in order for you to kind of get to that next level. The determination, the energy that you're going to need to put behind that. That's all coming up this weekend into this week. And as Mercury starts moving through Aries, it's going to be meeting up with Mars. It's going to be meeting up with Saturn. And so this is where you might also find you're having a lot of conversations around this. But also like ideas getting sparked and things of that nature. All right. What is in store for my water signs for this last half of April? All right. What is the main theme for water signs reading, and what is the potential challenge. Oh, okay. The main theme of your reading is copper, which is eros, love, fertility. Okay. Here we go. Fertility, the womb, Venus. So, water signs, this could be about a new project you're birthing, something new that you're bringing into this world. This could literally be about pregnancy for some of you. In ancient times, on an island called Cyprus, copper was mined extensively to make vessels and tools. The island is the same fertile ground of Aphrodite, the goddess associated with the planet Venus and the forces of love, pleasure, and fertility. This is the magic of copper. So the golden hued metal elicits delight and mystique, even a sense of awe. The copper card marks the arrival of Eros in the laboratory. It's likely the alchemist has been hard at work for too long in prioritizing scholarly pursuits over sensual pleasure. Get ready for a shift in priorities, for an awakening of the heart and the life-generating centers of the body. So this also speaks to like that Kundalini activation too for some of you, of being like those sensual pleasures and being so alive and in love with life, you know, and everything around you. Yeah, bring sensuality into the fold. So this is where you really bring in that feminine energy, that sense of sensuality to create, right? Now, your challenge is good old Neptune, okay? The planet of fantasy and illusion. Let's just kind of go into Neptune here. Divinity, mysticism, seeking. So Neptune is the mystic's planet. Its transcendent energy projects towards the heavens. When the Neptune card appears, the seeker archetype is activated and doorways to new dimensions open. A voice whispers from beyond the earthly plane, perhaps calling you to a pilgrimage of new spiritual practice, or you may experience a meditative bliss beyond your wildest dreams. Divinity has arrived, whether you call it nirvana, enlightenment, or just good old serenity. Amidst your spiritual awakening, remember that ultimately the work is not about you. The work is about what's bigger than you. Stay grounded in that reality, and you're likely to avoid the pitfalls of Neptune, which can be escapism and narcissism. So keep your woo-woo tendencies in balance with a little selfless service. With that as your challenge, water signs, I would say it's really important to embody that energy, right? So like it's really important to kind of tap into that mystic part of you, the mystical part, but can you like work it through this reality? Maybe through your body, maybe through dance, maybe through movement of some sort. But it feels like it's got to be grounded. Like it can't just be kept up in here, but it somehow really does facilitate something unfolding here for you in a really beautiful way. Let's kind of see where this is going. Because there is some new creation here. Okay, we have the Star card coming up. We also have the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Moon in reverse. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse coming into your current energies. We have the Three of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles coming up, the World card, and then the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Overall energy, the Emperor, 10 of Cups in reverse. You are in the driver's seat here, water signs. You are in the driver's seat here of really removing the brakes off of your biggest dreams. It feels like the brakes have been kind of applied heavily, delaying what it is that you really want for yourself, like the things that would make you so happy in life. And the energy right now is where you're like, it's time to take whatever safety brakes off, if there has been the safety brake. And you're just taking like full control of a situation here. Now, in your past, you have the Star, the Nine of Swords, and then the Moon in reverse. So again, you're focused on really like something big, something that you feel destined for, something that is one of your biggest hopes and desires, so, something that you would really love to be fulfilled. But it, like, you know, getting there has been difficult. There's been a lot of stress and anxiety around that for you. And for some of you, you really may have been losing a lot of sleep, you're not insomnia and just not sleeping. Now, the Moon in reverse, though, I would say, though, that whatever was cast in the shadows was no longer there. Like some light kind of came in here to show you things that you needed to see. And so the veil was essentially lifted in a good way. It also feels like something dark was lifted for you. Like it felt like there was a darkness around you. And it feels like that also got lifted. Now, coming into your current energies, you have the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Three of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. So this next, let's call it 12 days or so, okay, of April. There's a part of you that's like, you've been working hard at something, okay? You feel like you're so close to the finish line and at the same time so far away, right? That Nine of Wands is also believing like, oh, it's got to be hard. I got to work really hard for it. And there's something that shifts over the next couple of weeks where you're really realizing, actually, it doesn't have to be so hard. And I'm seeing you celebrating something, water signs. You're celebrating something with friends, with the people around you. Either they're celebrating you or something's kind of coming up here. Now, on top of that, with the Four of Pentacles coming in here, again, this particular Four of Pentacles, when I see it, I see you moving through a portal. You are opening up a different door, a new door that is taking you somewhere that you really want to be. It's like you're leaving behind one reality and entering into a new one. Now, just note that in the future, we have the Five of Pentacles, the World card, and then the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So I wonder if you've felt alone, water signs, in how you've been kind of operating and going through this. You may have felt like you never have enough, or you're tired of just having just the bare minimum. There's something that's coming up around that, or just, again, feeling like you're always doing stuff alone. And it feels like that whole chapter of your life is coming to a close. There's going to be some major achievement that you're going to be recognized for, that you're going to finally be like, yes, it's a sense of I made it. And I would say with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, there's a new opportunity for money, an income stream, security, something ahead of you that may not be fully developed yet, like fully coming in, but it's getting the logistics around that might be getting worked out, or it's coming, it's getting put on the table. It's just a matter of like giving it roots, right? So it's not, or for some of you, you could be revisiting something from the past that is now kind of coming in, a new opportunity for money that you talked about in the past. Again, it could be a new income stream. It could just be a new way of making money. Something like that is kind of coming up. So let me just clarify where this is all going for you. Let me see. What do we need to know about the Emperor? Dynamite, you need a tower moment for a Scorpio? Okay. All right, let me see what this Emperor is. What's this Emperor? Okay, we have the Hermit in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse. I believe you've received some good news in the past, and or you're receiving news and there's just a little bit of a delay around the actual like manifestation around it. With the Hermit here in reverse, you're knowing that you can no longer be in hiding, right? Like you can't be behind the scenes. You can't just be sitting on your meditation. Like you got to put yourself out there, right? You really got to put yourself out there. You got to be seen. You got to be noticed. You got to be found. And you're like gung-ho about this. And I do believe some sort of news that you're receiving is kind of really kickstarting this up. Because yeah, this is about like no longer having delays on your big dreams and hopes and desires. Like you're taking the brakes off. So what's the Star? What's the Star? Okay, we have the Temperance card in reverse. And the Death card in reverse. So it's like, when it comes to the thing that you really want, okay, like the thing that you really, really want, there's been a lot of impatience around it. Like it feels like there's been a lot of delays and you're just not getting the transformation that you're wanting for this specific thing, like to occur. It feels like you haven't been able to get out of a situation that you're like ready to be done with. And so that's created a lot of impatience. What is this Nine of Swords? You have the King of Cups in reverse. You might be losing sleep too over, Dynamite, who needed a tower moment for Scorpio. We have a tower on the King of Cups in reverse. So I don't know. But this is like in the past. So it feels like there may have been something that really happened that shook the ground, maybe of someone you deeply care about here, water signs. This could be you. And you've been losing like some sleep over it. You've been worried about it. You've been overthinking about it. Maybe this is about knowing that someone who maybe their feelings with the King of Cups in reverse could be someone who you care about, who might be having, maybe not like really wearing their heart on their sleeve, right? Like they're kind of keeping their cards close to their emotions close to their vest. Like it's someone who's not so overtly open. But there was a moment here that caused you to lose a lot of sleep over this. But something was revealed. Something that was in the dark got put into the light. The Page of Pentacles. So kind of getting the Knight of Wands in reverse, but you also have the Three of Cups. So it feels like there was some good groundwork being laid here. Some foundations, whether it was like just, okay, these are the steps that need to be taken. really learning, maybe even leaving, like starting to lay down a new foundation for income, for work, for business. The energy was a little stop start though. It was stop start, but there was a lot of reason to be excited because the Three of Cups is here. So friends were excited for you. The people around you were excited. There could have even been some kind of celebration. What is this Nine of Wands in reverse? Okay, there's that Five of Pentacles in again. So you are dealing with this resistance around money or resistance around being able to receive more. What is this Nine of Wands? This Nine of Wands. Oh, that's too many cards. Hold on a second. What's this Nine of Wands in reverse? There we go. Oh. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the King of Pentacles could be a boss. It could be father figure. It could be just even someone around you who maybe has more money than you or has more resources. And there's something about like you even maybe wanting to get into that state because we're talking about like a lot of fertility coming in, right? And growth and opportunity. But there's something where you feel like it has to be so hard. And I'm wondering if you're realizing if you keep doing it on your own, maybe it will be hard, but if you allow like support to come in, if you lean on the people that you need to lean on, then perhaps like it's not so hard. Let me see this Three of Cups though, because there's a reason to celebrate here. You've got some good news or something. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Some idea that you've had, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that you've had for a while on kind of really shifting your ability to make more money, your status around your work, for you just to be more resourceful, to feel successful, to be noticed. You've had an idea and I think you've been like sitting on it or it hasn't fully had enough time to gestate, and now it's kind of coming forward and it feels like there's something to celebrate around that. Like there's something around that that's very supportive. It's going to be coming forward. Again, this might also be about a decision with the Ace of Swords here in reverse, a decision you maybe have delayed on that you're finally going to be making. You're going to move forward with. And I do get like this really changes things for you. Like, because we have the Four of Pentacles here. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Four of Swords. I'm going to pull one more. And the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Like you're going to be, like there's a door opening here for you. Something you're going to be walking through, your opportunity to move through. And it really puts all of the mental strain, the anxiety, the heavy stress you've been carrying behind you. I would say too, that this is something that you've been working on, like you've been manifesting, like you've been in your meditations, your visions, you've been working behind the scenes. Like I said, like, in the unseen realms. Okay. You've been working on, and with the Two of Pentacles, you're going to see that there's going to be this choice that you have to make, right? So, you're going to have to choose something, and you are choosing the door. You're choosing to walk through that. I get the sense you're leaving something big behind that you're ready to leave behind, that I don't know if you I think you've been saying you've been ready, but I don't know if like you've been actually like ready, like to physically actually do it. What's this Five of Pentacles? Because again, you're hitting some money resistance or receiving resistance coming up here. Let me just see what this is. Yeah, we have the Sun. The High Priestess. You know what this is? This could be some money resistance, but it's money resistance tied to you hiding, from you not putting yourself out there, from you not really kind of pushing yourself to the front of the stage, so to speak. So actually people can see you. So there's been a visibility thing around this. With the Sun and the High Priestess here, I'm getting that you're going to be finally recognized and seen. There's some major good opportunity coming from that. And also, like, I would say that it's about like the blessings of even your own intuitive nature are going to be recognized. Even like the Neptune here. Okay, this is where it's coming in. The Neptune is like very much the mystic's card, right? And it's a challenge. And sometimes, it's very hard for the mystic to really put herself out there because we live in a world that is very logical, right? And makes fun of the mystic. It's not for everyone, but when you find your people, you feel great. But like, there's a lot of trepidation until you really find your people. And then maybe you're okay in that kind of circle. But when you want to go to the next level, it's like, can you really put yourself out there? There's something around this that's really kind of coming up that it's really like burning away some of your resistance to money issues, but also like it's through being seen. So you're going to be really recognized. And this is like really putting a huge, you're going to be recognized here, the world, like there's some kind of major accomplishment or success. We have the Five of Swords coming in here. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to really be seen for the hard work that you've been putting forward. You're going to really be noticed. There's something you're getting recognized, water signs. I really see that kind of coming through here for you. Something you've been, I think, fighting really hard for. And all of like the shit where you've had to work hard for it, I feel like the hard work is going to start to be put behind you in a sense of you're stepping into new territory where things are going to start moving more seamlessly for you. It's like you're flowing down the river as opposed to trying to swim up it. Okay, like the water's taking you to where you deserve to go now, where like you're ready to go be taken. And I just see like a higher success coming in for you. Higher recognition. What's this Ace of Pentacles? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands. So yeah, there's some new money line coming in here for you that you're like, it's like coming through again, you being seen for your gifts, your efforts, your talents, your so this, where if you've been waiting for like this to kind of come in, it feels like it's going to start to really come in. You have the Nine of Cups here in reverse, where you just felt like the thing that you really wanted, right, has just been so delayed. And so again, it feels like the brakes are finally coming off for you, water signs, on what it is that you really want. I think it's really important for you to really like stay in a gung-ho nature, in a sense of like, really driving your energy forward, allowing yourself to be recognized, to be seen, to be celebrated, because I'm seeing a lot of that kind of coming up here. Let me pull one more card on this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's like the resistance is gone. Like it's just like, oh, like I don't have to keep like yelling it from the rooftops, or I don't have to keep defending something. Like it's, I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of energy that was kind of like keeping you. The best way I can say it is the brakes are coming off in a good way, because you're finally getting the momentum that you want around your big dream, water signs kind of coming forward. So, big acknowledgement coming your way, something to celebrate. I think there's going to be an old idea or decision that finally is like, yes. And it really kind of elevates your status. And you're some new doors opening for you. So walk through it. Don't hold back, because it's connected to something that you've been working really hard to manifest. So water signs, that's my reading for you. Awesome. So, guys, I love you. Star Lava, hello. Good to see you too. Don't forget the 3-day 180 retreat. We will be starting that in September. Tickets are on sale. If you want to secure your room, secure your spot, the link is in the description below. If you're wanting to come and you kind of want to know what you're in for, watch my video on the Mayan Atlantean dimension that I opened, because that will be the mushroom strain that we use for your guided journeys, which were absolutely intergalactic. So if you're looking for intergalactic travel, you're going to get that at this next retreat. Okay. Not to mention we're on top of a mountain with 360-degree views. Now, if you're really wanting to shift something now, okay, and you're wanting to really get that quantum leap, get into Becoming the Medicine for May 13th. Okay. You do not want to miss that opportunity, because right now the girls who are in there are getting massive opportunities. If you were thinking of jumping into the one that I started in March, you know, we are already full swing in it and having incredible manifestations. Don't miss the next one. This year of the Fire Horse has so much opportunity for those of us who are utilizing the energy properly. Okay. Which means you're not operating from a place of old chaos. Okay. Old programs. You're actually directing the energy, and you know how to do it without getting interference coming in. And the really good thing about like when you're working with me, okay, whether it's in these kind of group programs or if you want to work with me one-to-one, I make sure that shit that tries to interfere with you doesn't get a chance to. Okay, because I lock into where that shit starts to seep into your field and how it starts to fuck with your quantum leap. And everyone that comes into here always tries to get fucked with. It's a natural part of the process. Okay. And all it really is your old identity not wanting to let go and trying to force you to stay in a reality that you know it's comfortable in. And this is where you really have to know how to navigate those very sensitive moments where you can totally make a massive shift, or it's going to pull you in the other direction. So that's what I make sure you don't get sucked into. All right. So, having me in your corner during those moments is very beneficial. All right, guys, not to mention, imagine wiring your new identity into your brain and body during a very highly plastic state without any kind of plant medicine. Like, this is where like the shit really, you start to see how fucking powerful you are. So if you're just even really fucking excited to see how powerful you are, get into Becoming the Medicine. This is like one of the most favorite things I've ever done. So I literally love it. Guys, I love you. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. I hope this new moon in Aries is treating you well. I know it's a big one. But stay tuned for next week's podcast because, well, you'll see.